Ever felt like you and your partner are on totally different planets when it comes to sexual desire? One of you is saying more please and the other is saying less please. If so, you are absolutely not alone. And this difference in sexual desire, it's one of the most common sources of tension in relationships around sex. So you can cue resentment, confusion, miscommunication, disconnection, and a whole lot of late night Googling. But here's the thing, desire is relative. You might be the low desire partner in this relationship, and another, you could be the high desire one, because desire isn't a fixed personality trait. It's a dynamic between people and partners, and this realization is really powerful because it shifts us out of what's wrong with me and into curiosity about how do we navigate this difference while honoring all of us. So today we're going to be talking about sexual desire and everything you need to know. This is your Sexual Desire 101 class. Before we get into it though, hey there, I'm Lauren Consul. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and a certified sex therapist who is here to help you have more satisfying and secure sex and relationships. Let's start off with talking about your desire. Your desire is normal unless it doesn't feel normal to you. And I mean you. Not because your partner says so, not because society has decided what's healthy, but because you feel something is off. It's about your internal compass. Maybe you're feeling disconnected from your body, or maybe your desire used to feel stronger, more alive, and you miss that part of yourself. Here's what I want you to take away. If you're content with your level of desire, whether it's high, low, or somewhere in between, it's not a problem. If it feels like a problem to you, then it's absolutely worth exploring. And while we're at it, can we collectively agree to retire the phrase sex drive? Because sex is not a biological drive like hunger or sleep. You will not die without it, even if it may feel that way. Now, this is not to say that sex is not important. As a sex therapist, I can tell you firsthand how profoundly meaningful and deeply impactful sex can be in our lives and relationships. But here's the factual nuance. Sexual desire is more accurately understood as a motivation system. It's influenced by a dazzling array of factors of context, emotions, physiology, environment, relationship dynamics, stress levels, even what you had for breakfast. So why does this distinction matter? Because it reminds us that sexual desire is contextual, shaped by emotions, environment, relationship dynamics, stress levels, and so much more. It challenges stereotypes of like men just need sex. It's complex and nuanced, and we have to approach it with curiosity and compassion to truly understand what's fueling or stalling desire. Now let's tackle one of the biggest light bulb moments that a lot of clients have when working with them when it comes to understanding desire. And this is especially true in long-term relationships, but it applies to all relationships. There are two types of desire, spontaneous and responsive desire. Spontaneous desire is the kind we're constantly force-fed by Hollywood and pop culture. It's that sudden, urgent, out-of-nowhere feeling. Think of it, you were casually chopping vegetables and then bam, suddenly you're making out on the kitchen counter, flour flying everywhere. It's hot, immediate, and often completely unrealistic for many people. And here's the truth. Not everyone, and especially not everyone in long-term relationships, experiences desire primarily this way. Responsive desire is different. It doesn't show up first. It shows up after something pleasurable has already started. Could be cuddling or kissing, emotional intimacy, physical closeness, or even just being in a space that feels safe and relaxed. Responsive desire is that feeling that whispers, you know what, I wasn't really in the mood, but now that we're here, this feels pretty good. And actually, yeah, I am in the mood. And this is just as valid, just as real, and just as beautiful as spontaneous desire, because desire is desire no matter where it starts. I'm going to say that again because it's so important. Desire is desire no matter where it starts. So let's stop putting spontaneous desire on a pedestal and acting like it's the only real kind of desire. And really, let's find ways to celebrate all pathways to connection. Now let's talk about another game-changing concept when it comes to desire, accelerators and brakes. And this idea comes from Dr. Emily Nagoski's work, and it's one of the most helpful models that I have found to be useful around this issue in sex therapy. So you want to think of your sexual response system like a car. You have your accelerators, which is everything that turns you on, everything that makes your engine rev. And then you have your brakes, and your brakes are everything that turns you off, everything that slows you down or brings you to a screeching halt. Now, accelerators can include things like feeling emotionally connected, a sexy movie, flirty texts or physical connection, clean sheets and a locked door, or a partner who brewed your coffee just the way you like it. They do not have to be explicitly sexual. They just make your brain or body go, yeah, that feels good. Breaks can include things like stress, resentment, bad breath, kids knocking at the door, a long to-do list, feeling emotionally distant, shame or pressure around performance, or just feeling too cold. Again, they don't have to be things that are explicitly sexual, but anything that pushes on your brakes. But here's the absolutely crucial part, that kind of aha moment, is that you can have all the right accelerators firing. You might have a romantic date night, new lingerie, even a new toy that you're excited to try. But if your brakes are slammed on, you're not going anywhere. It's like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. If you've ever done that, you know you don't go very far. So this is why desire isn't just about doing more, it's also about removing the obstacles, taking things off that brake, where you're creating a context where your body and brain feel safe, relaxed, and available for desire. These are the questions I want you to ask yourself about your accelerators and your brakes, and ask your partner or partners. What pushes on my accelerator? What truly turns me on in all senses of the word? What pushes on my brakes? What shuts me down, even subtly, or coming to a screeching halt? So if your desire feels a bit distant, or you're navigating a mismatch with your partner or partners, please know it does not mean that you're broken. It simply means that it is time to get genuinely curious about what's going on beneath the surface. So instead of asking what's normal, because that's really not that helpful of a question, because it's taking out of the context of something that is not in your life and relationship, instead start asking what's true for me? What's true for my relationship? And even more importantly, what do I need in order to feel more open to desire, more connected to my own sensuality? Because there is no one right way to experience sexuality besides what media and culture will make you think. It's just the way that works for you and your relationship in this season and in this particular partnership or partnerships. Now, if this resonated with you, hit like and subscribe and let me know in the comments what are some of your accelerators and brakes. And let's keep this conversation open and compassionate so we can connect and take these conversations out of the shadows and normalize them.